Let me ask you a question. Do you actually want to find out what it's like to truly give a shit? I mean, are you even prepared for what it takes? I hope so, because it can change your life. It certainly changed mine. According to a 2024 Gallup study, employees who are not engaged or who are actively disengaged cost the world $8.8 trillion in lost productivity. Now, listen, some of you who heard what I just said don't give a shit. I get it. And some of you are even more upset that I said the word shit than the first thing I said. And that is the problem. People want more engaged employees. We want better customer service. We want to be seen, heard, and valued by businesses, our coworkers, and our leaders. But a lot of people just accept that things are what they are. But for me, I refuse to accept that. My name is Frank Tzidi, but if that's hard to pronounce, just call me FTZ. 20 years ago, I was an actor, an artist, a hip-hop dancer. I was traveling around the world, acting, shooting commercials, performing in award shows with some of the biggest music legends out there. I was living a dream that most people really never get close to. But then I got married and I started a family. My life changed. So for the next 20 years, I became a facilitator, a keynote speaker, a consultant who worked with some of the biggest luxury, high-end, premium retail brands in the world, training employees and leaders, a great customer and employee experience. And here's what I've learned. In a world of talented people, the ones who make it aren't always the most talented. They're the ones who were there and showed up fully. But don't get me wrong, they had talent, but not just that. They were present in the moment. They cared enough to remember all the little details. They gave a shit about what they did, even when no one was watching. And not everybody is up for that. That is what $8.8 trillion of missing engagement looks like. That's why I wrote this book. Now, cool fact. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, the longest novel is Marcel Proust's In Search of Lost Time, which is over 3,000 pages and contains 1.3 million words. My book is not that on purpose. Think of this like a set of instructions, a field guide to life. Simple, practical, relevant. Something you can actually use. Now, I built it around 5 chapters. Chapter 1, either you do or you don't give a shit, right? Either you're in or you're out. Chapter 2, if you don't give a shit, figure out why. Something's holding you back. Figure out what it is. Chapter 3, why we should give a shit, a set of research and stories that lay out the benefits of caring more. Chapter 4, how we can give a shit, with a thing called the Give a Shit Kit. And Chapter 5 is one of my personal favorites. It's called People Who Do. Stories big and small, professional and personal, of people who are examples of truly showing up. It's not overly complicated, but also not easy. Nothing of value ever is. Because giving a shit requires something that most people aren't willing to give: intentionality, which makes all the difference. About a decade ago, I started practicing this stuff myself. Listening more, taking note, actually thinking before just diving into something. Really caring about the person in front of me and realizing that us meeting isn't an accident. And something shifted. People noticed. I noticed. Not because I was doing something extraordinary, but because I was doing something rare. I was actually giving a shit. The backup dancer, that actor, that young artist, He knew something that the rest of us are forgetting. The people who you remember aren't the ones with the accolades. They're the ones who made you feel like you really mattered. So, I'll ask you again. Do you actually want to find out what it's like to give a shit? Because this book, it's your training manual. Not to be perfect, just to be present, to truly show up. If you're in the middle, indifferent to the world around you, then hear me. The middle sucks. It's time to lean in, not out. It's time to notice, not ignore. It pays to give a shit about your customers, your coworkers, your employees, and most of all, yourself. This book is here to help you, one shit giver at a time.